pretty bright.
Okay, my special one.
You're live. We are.
What am I looking at? I'm looking at that.
You're looking at yourself on the
I don't like that. That messes me up.
Isn't it always interesting? Well, so we're doing a live show. You're just gonna watch stuff on your phone.
No, I'm watching us because I can't read. I have old eyes.
So you're gonna watch us right there. You watch us there. You're gonna be watching us two different ways.
I'm not gonna be watching us. It's just to read.
You're like multitasking.
No, I'm just trying to read the.
But you want to look at the camera, so the camera's right there. So
Alan's with us. How are you
we got some people jumping on.
Alan,
we're messing up the screen. We want to look at what Lisa's drinking right there.
I just spilled all over me.
So we were getting ready to hit live, and Lisa spilled her drink all over.
It's a seltzer.
She
no sugar, so it's not sticky.
Smashed the can. She's so strong. Yeah,
I don't think so. I don't think so.
We're live. Can everybody hear us? I mean, it looks like, and we don't have any issues. Nobody's saying I can't hear you.
So Sean said hello from my spray booth.
Hello from his spray booth.
Yes,
so he's in his spray booth.
Being with us and taking a moment.
I spent like the last month in a spray booth, and so yeah, I learned a lot.
That's good. Let me say hi to some people. Sean C says hi. Brocha ye Rodola. Okay. I'm sorry.
So
AC Super Cool's in the house. Imperial Laddie.
So,
are you trying to say the name?
So
Brocha, you try to say it.
Who was that CrossFitter? Like only the best CrossFitter ever in the history of the world. And you were trying to say his name. And what was his name?
I don't remember, and you wouldn't tell me because I wasn't nice.
I think you were calling him Rich Fromy. So
it's Froman.
Froman?
It's Froman.
So Fromy? Froman.
What is it?
So Rich, if you're out there and you're watching our show, which I'm sure you probably are, sorry, because Lisa can't get your name right.
Okay, look at Brandon.
How about Rich
says
Froning?
Yoso Pintor du Columa. Okay, I can't read that.
So this
Rock Doc says audio's good.
Audio's good. So we got something right today.
So Ashton Trent said, "Did you paint your own house?"
Did I did paint my own house.
But you've had your painting crew paint stuff in the past, and then you painted stuff.
Maybe he's got a point. So maybe I didn't paint my own house.
But you have been lately.
But I worked with my crew to paint it.
Yeah.
So I have painted a lot on the inside lately by myself. All the painting I do now is me and Luke Skywalker. So it's Luke and I that do everything together now. So when Luke's available.
So CDF Painting, Chuck Fisher says hi. I think we met him from Utah. So
Utah.
Thanks for being with us.
If you didn't know, Utah is right next to Idaho.
Oh, Michael Slanda's with us. You need to come in and see us in the store. We're good. We're busy.
Hopefully you're doing well, Michael. We got a lot of people jumping on the feed.
So real fast,
we're going to do some giveaways tonight, like we always do. We give away stuff.
We have a big giveaway we're announcing. If you don't know, we want you to do what you have to do to win a Titan 410.
So we're giving away another sprayer. We've given away a handful of sprayers lately. So we're giving away courtesy Paint Life Supply Co. is giving away a Titan 410 sprayer.
Who is Paint Life Supply Co?
Who's Paint Life Supply Co? So, that's a good question. It's interesting because a lot of people don't even realize that Afton and McKenna are two younger daughters. Afton's our youngest, and McKenna
They're Paint Life Supply Co.
They are the ones that run Paint Life Supply Co. So,
and I just came straight from there.
You did. So you were fulfilling orders today.
I was. Yeah. And helping with the front. So, but they are Paint Life Supply Co. is giving away a 410. Did you say when and why and where and how?
When? So February 28th is the final chance to enter the drawing to win. So you have a lot of opportunity to ways to enter. You can get more entries. If you don't know how to enter, go look on Facebook members or Paint Life members page. It's a private group. There's been some posts on there that give you a link to give you the ability to enter. Facebook Idaho Painter, there's a link that I put on there. I've sent out emails. I've sent out Instagram posts. I've sent out, so you're going to have to go search our social media.
Is it on the store at all or no?
It's not on the store. I don't
But it's on your Facebook page.
That's a good point. I could put it on the store.
Yeah. How about on YouTube? Do you have a link on YouTube?
There's a link on YouTube.
So they found us here.
Yeah. So, yeah, you found us on YouTube. If you just go to the community section, the comment section, the link is in there. So if you want to win the sprayer, there's ways that you can have up to 9 entries to win. The more things you do, the more ways you can enter to win. So, and then if you follow Instagram or Paint Life Supply Co. Instagram, that's handled by Afton. So our younger daughter Afton is doing an amazing job running the Paint Life Supply Instagram. She's doing giveaways there, so you can win cases of frog tape and just I don't know what she's given away lately, but she's given away stuff there, and she's going to be doing some giveaways and has done some giveaways on Paint Life members.
So recap: we are giving away a Titan 410.
Yep.
Our store has donated it, and we're going to give it to a painter, and you could enter by all the ways Chris told you how to find it. And we're going to be doing that February 28th. We do have the private group, Paint Life members, and we did have a member of the year in December that we gave him a sprayer. And now we are going to be having a member of the month. And so we've already picked one, and Sure Tape is going to donate like a care package of tape, and there'll be some other goodies. And we're just basically recognizing, we just want to catch people doing good. There's a lot of negative in the world, and we want to be positive, and we want to encourage, and we want to support. That's why we made Paint Life members. It wasn't about us. It's about creating a safe place where people could come and ask questions and get help and get support. And so if you're doing that, you have a good chance to become a Paint Life member of the month.
So who picked the member of the month?
We have moderators, and so they pick somebody. And so that live show is going to be sometime this week. So we'll probably be posting it tomorrow, letting people know when we're going to do that.
So the only way you can win on Paint Life members is to do something good, to let us get on there and chat and let us know what's up, and help people out on Paint Life members. And who knows, one person, the member of the year, won a sprayer. So kind of cool. So
people have some ideas on here that I've never heard, and obviously we learn from the community.
So let's share some ideas.
One idea is they said you should watch a popular paint YouTube video and video yourself watching it and commenting on it.
That could be interesting. We could do that.
That's what 2 people said. You should do a video where you react to popular painting YouTube videos.
It's kind of like the whole
You know what? I think you should watch your old videos.
Oh, and comment on that.
Go back. Yeah. 11 years.
Throwback. Yeah. So
can you practice your voice?
So what's interesting is I just edited a video, and it's going to be posted soon. I went back all the way to the very beginning, and I was like, 12 years ago, I was telling people, hey, you should buy this tool. This is a great tool. And I went back and picked out 5 or 6 tools that I was recommending, 12 years ago, 11 years ago, 10 years ago, somewhere back 9 years ago. And do I still recommend those tools? Do I still highly believe in those tools? And I cut those videos, edited those videos, put them together, and it's a compilation video that's going to post pretty soon. I still have the same feelings about those tools, and you get to go back and look at kind of what a dork I was when I was making these videos. I think
that would be a great way to start. I like that idea of just your first videos, just watching it and reacting.
Yeah. Yeah, and so
Thank you for the idea.
So it's kind of, that video will come out pretty soon, and it's just a compilation of tools I liked back then that I still like, that I think are great tools that I would still recommend you use. So
somebody wanted to know.
We should give away. So we'll give away like three $50 gift cards tonight to Paint Life Supply Co.
I need to write that down.
So write that down, and so you're going to have to select 3 people to get a gift card to paintlifesupply.com.
Okay.
And so if you win, you'll have to go to paintlifesupply.com, go to the chat icon. That's where you actually chat with our daughters at the store and get your questions and answers. And then you can actually chat with Lisa and I live and get your questions answered. Go ahead.
This person, GDP Boise, you should do a video react to popular painting YouTube video. That sounds like a local person.
That sounds like a local person.
So for giving us that idea, I know somebody else did, but yours is the first one I found. GDP Boise, you can get a $50 gift certificate for our store. And then obviously,
shout out to the local boy.
If he is, he may not be, but if he is, he won't have to pay shipping. So how does he get the gift card?
So go to our website, paintlifesupply.com. Down in the right-hand corner, there's the little chat icon. Just click on that. That's where you chat with us live. Just tell us what you want, and we'll verify it, and we'll ask for your email address, and we'll email you the gift card.
Oh, he was
pretty simple.
He was the other one. He gave the
he's a scam.
No, he said you should do a video.
So he gave false information.
No, he expanded.
So he expanded. So can
I read it? I'll read it.
So
you should do.
So he's not a fraud.
No, you should do a video.
So he's from Boise.
I don't know. It just says Boise.
Go.
You should do a video where you react to popular painting videos on YouTube and TikTok. You can format it like a GQ reaction video. I don't know if that's like a new.
I think it's a good idea. I think we'll do that.
I think so.
And we're always up for new things, and so let's give it a try.
We will give it a try.
So we started Afton. I guess what's hot and what's not now is what's hot. And so Afton, our younger daughter, is, of course, they're younger, so they're into this whole social media thing and the trends and stuff. And she came to me the other day and was like, we need to do some what's hots and what's nots. I'm like, let's do it. And so I just do what she tells me to do.
That's good.
And that's good.
It's taken me like 32 years to train you.
And so we did a what's hot and what's not video today, and on an item, and it's got like tens of thousands of views. And it's really, it's just introducing you to something that, and is it hot or not? It's not up to me to decide. It's up to you to decide. And then the feed's gone crazy on that tool. And what's interesting is when I first saw it, when Afton bought it, I thought it was kind of a real silly thing. And I think that's what most people's reactions are, is when they see the video. But it's actually, when we started using it, we're like, wow, this actually does serve a purpose. But in the video, Luke was using it wrong. We wasn't using it wrong. He forgot to, lift up the little air hole to allow it to pour faster. And so people kind of gave him a hard time about that. But I think it's part of the learning process. I mean, we got it, never seen it before. We put it on, started using it live, and we videoed it, and there you have it. And so we were using it wrong because we're not always perfect.
So JC says, thanks for the videos. Do you think sometime you do a step-by-step restoration of a piece of furniture?
So I've done a lot of recently this winter, a lot of furniture restoration videos. So furniture flipping, and I've got them. I've posted a handful of them on YouTube already, and I think that they're walking through the process of what I do. Sanding wise, equipment I use is sand, bondoing, and painting and stuff. So you did one recently. I did several, and I think I've got a few that are already done and edited that will be coming out soon. So, and actually I really enjoyed it. I did quite a bit of furniture this winter, and it was quite fun. And I learned a lot about it, and some of the furniture came out absolutely amazing. I had a good time. So you can make some really good money doing it too.
So what did you do today?
So I've been working on the whole never-ending 1950s remodel, and one side is done,
finished.
finished. Tenants moved in. Other side, we're getting close, and we're working through the window people that came out and created a major disaster.
But that's
installing
real
windows,
life.
and it is real life. So this is what installing windows, like new vinyl windows into a 1950s home, is not an easy thing to do. And there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and there's a lot of things that did go wrong. And there's a lot of things I got to go back and fix that the window
make it look better.
Yeah, that the window guys really
videos.
Created a really bad problem. But that's what you guys do. That's what we do. And so but we are getting ready to rip out flooring, because we're going to be doing possibly grinding some concrete and doing some polished concrete, or maybe some epoxy or solid color stain. We don't know what's under the mysterious flooring that's there now. So we're working on that. We're getting close. It's gonna be surprise. And we've been videoing this all along. You're gonna see the videos coming out over time. Some of them have come out, but not all. Yeah.
So Jim Jackson Morgan Painting and Construction in Kelso, West Virginia. Just want to say thank you for all your advice and tips. Started my business a year ago and several jobs scheduled for the year. So
cool.
Good for you. Awesome. Thank you. What advice do you have for getting your first bid job? I'm starting on my own. Be brave and be courageous, and you will do it. Don't quit. Right now they need people, but how would you get your first job?
I've said it this over and over and over again. I mean, how we got our first jobs from friends and family. And then after that, it came door hangers and pull tags were how I got work, and then Craigslist. So door hangers, Craigslist, and pull tags were how I really jump started my company. And so it took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of footwork. It took us hitting the street and hanging door hangers, and it took me every night posting pull tags at all the grocery stores. And
now you're dating yourself. Now you'd be on social media doing things. But I mean, start with friends and family. Friends and family, because the door hangers, once you get into a neighborhood and you put door hangers on the houses around you, and then if they want to talk to the person that you painted for, that's a good way to go and get into neighborhoods.
Somebody asked how much an average painter should make, and that's a really difficult question, because how much you'll make here in Idaho is completely different than how much you'll make in California. And a journeyman painter, wages have just skyrocketed for a lot of reasons, related to a lot of different things. But the market's booming here in Idaho. A journeyman painter, here could be making, I don't know, somewhere between $20 and $35 an hour. Depending on experience. If you're starting off no experience whatsoever, you could be making, you could start off like $15 an hour with no experience whatsoever. I think some of those numbers are going to be quite a bit different, quite a bit more in California than they are going to be here. So it all depends on, where you're at, and then, your skill level, your confidence level. If you want to pay me by the hour, you're going to pay me a lot of money. I just feel like I'm worth, what any doctor and lawyer makes. So figure out what any doctor or lawyer makes in your area. And in my opinion, we're just as valuable, and we offer a skill, trade, and a craft, and we should be paid the same.
Well, and you have to be confident in your skills, and you have to present yourself in a professional manner. It all goes together.
Yeah.
Ken Oakley says he just brought the Titan 440 from our store, and he's looking to use it this week. Thank you very much, by the way. When you have a paint that says use 0.015 tip, but you want to use a FF tip, do you just dilute the paint? Thanks.
No. So what's interesting about those the TDS sheets, the label on the cans, I have no idea why they come up with these numbers and who writes these. I don't even
lawyers.
We've always said they're written by chemists and lawyers. I don't even know who they're written by, and I don't even know why they write what they write. Because it absolutely makes no sense whatsoever, and so I don't even know why a chemist or a lawyer would want to put something on the back of a paint can that makes zero sense whatsoever. I mean, zero sense. So, and that comes to dry times, recoat times, and especially tip sizes. And so, tip sizing, just put on a tip. If the paint will spray through the tip, you're good to go. I mean, hey, look. Let's just make it simple, man. I've seen on the back of Sherwin's products for 25 years now. Tip recommendations. It's never had a fine finish tip on the back of it, like an FF 310 tip on the back of any can. Mm-hmm. And yet every single paint I've ever used from A100 to Duracraft, Super Paint, Emeralds to Benjamin Moore's Advanced, Benjamin Moore's Aura to Incredico to Pro Classic to, I mean, should I just keep going? They've all sprayed from 1221s to 310s across the board, and it's really rare. There's been a few things out throughout my career.
Like elastomeric coatings?
No, it's been a few like products like ultra deep bases that spit, they coagulated going through the tip. Like some ultra deep reds, some primers that were white that we tinted that were coagulating. So occasionally you're going to run into those things. I mean, to me, put the tip on there. If it sprays, if it gives you a good finish, away you go. And so when it comes to tip sizing and what it says on the back of the can, I would just get a Sharpie marker and I would just scratch that right out. And so I don't know. That's, I mean,
everybody else, you share your experience of, tips and
so stuff. I was a self-taught painter and I just did everything by trial and error. I just said, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to achieve. Let's throw that tip in there and see if it will go. And away we went.
So, Imperial Laddie says, your video saved me. I was completely broke and had to choose to either pay my rent or buy a sprayer. I went for it and started my painting fences. You don't understand how close on this I was. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome to hear. We would like to give you a $50 gift card.
Cool. So
for our store.
And
so Imperial Laddie.
Imperial, did you pronounce that right?
Imperila.
So what's Rich's he's probably now the number 2 best CrossFitter in the world. I mean, Matt Frazier kind of took over that spot.
That's random. What are you doing?
What's Rich's name?
I don't know. Why are you
just say it?
Fromy.
Fromy?
All right. I don't understand. They don't understand either.
So you're promoting Duluth today. You got Duluth Trading Company on.
Yeah, last year we went to Little Giant. Remember? We haven't talked.
Is that where you got that shirt?
Yeah,
from?
They gave it to me.
They gave it to you?
They did.
Cool. Love your content, but give your little brother's shirt back, man. Yeah, I guess somebody's not liking the fit of my shirt. I'm like comfortable in what I wear. So
yeah, that's good.
If you think my shirts are too tight, I really don't care.
It's not tight on your belly.
And I don't like looking like a coat hanger. So
you don't like really big baggy around your waist.
I work out. And so I like my shirts so they fit. Whether I wear an extra small shirt and it bugs you or not, I really don't care.
So with that, we're back to doing Fitness Friday.
We are. So that's what this shirt is. It's my the athletic department, Paint Life athletic department. So I went and competed in Texas, and I had a disastrous experience, to say the least. I went in.
You didn't.
You
didn't.
It started off disastrous.
You hurt yourself.
Bad. So I went there with high hopes, number 1 qualifier, and then within a minute, I was injured pretty bad. So I went there, and I don't know. This is probably I mean, maybe a good little talk to have, because I got injured pretty bad, like within the first minute of the very first event of the very first night. We flew in, got there, they announced the workout. It was
a CrossFit competition.
It was Friday night lights, and there was a lot of pressure, on me, and I felt the weight of the shoulders, the weight over my head, and I tore growing really bad. And I almost walked off like right then and there. And the thoughts that were running through my head at that time were, I worked so hard to get there. I spent months and months training to get there. I qualified, and it was so just disappointing inside, and discouraging inside. And I started to walk off, and I was just, because I thought I was done, and I just said, you know what, it came too far. I'm not going to quit now. And so I continued on, and I eventually ultimately completed the whole 3 days of competing. I did a lot more damage to my leg by doing what I did, but I've eventually accomplished my goal of completing the entire event, with some pretty bad injuries that happened even because of that other injury that caused more injuries. But it was, but of all of it, I ended up winning one of the events, which was extremely rewarding to me, because I never gave up. And so don't ever give up. As bad as it hurts, as bad as you're downed, just keep persevering. So you never know what can happen. And so, yeah.
So, okay, well, you lost me on that one. So the point is on Friday.
I do that a lot, though.
Yeah. On Friday, you're going to be posting on Instagram.
Yes, I mean, I went there and competed.
But you're going to, because fitness has been important to you, because you believe that, what is the thing? Be fit so you paint longer. Like,
be stronger, paint longer.
Be stronger, paint longer.
I came up with Paint Life Fitness for painters. And so I was interviewed by, some people on a podcast there and stuff. I just started thinking about it. It's like, I really need to go back and really, promote what we came up with years ago, and be stronger, paint longer, fitness for painters. And I kind of quit doing it, and for the wrong reasons, because I was getting flack from people that didn't want to see my fitness stuff on my painting channel, and they were giving me some hate, so kind of discouraged a little bit. But I think it's important, because it's an important part of what I do. I think it's an important part of you as a painter being healthy and fit, and making it enjoyable, and making it so you can paint for a long time. And so we're going to get back to doing our fitness videos, our fitness challenges. And we already did a fitness challenge, and somebody has already beat Luke, and they posted a video. And if you didn't see it on Instagram and stuff, we posted our fitness challenge, and we came back and somebody beat Luke. And so that was pretty impressive. So they are going to win a gift card to the store. If you submit a video, you get one of our Paint Life athletic department shirts and stuff. So yeah, kind of cool.
So Salvador, I remember you. He said, I visited last year and you gave me a book, The Fast and Flawless System, signed by the author himself. I passed it on like you told me. You told me about an online course you were going to start. So we've run into a couple bumps with our online course, but thank you for stopping by. And if you come back to Boise, we are there Monday through Friday, 12 to 4.
So like, we've shot all the videos for our online course, and we've and they've been edited and uploaded. And there's a lot more challenges to doing an online course than we could have ever imagined. I think there's like maybe somewhere around 50 videos to the course, extremely in-depth. It's on my course on cabinet. I'm doing cabinet painting with half of it is content I've never posted before and talked about. And it would make it so, anybody could do cabinets and get professional results. And hopefully we can get that to the point where it's available to people out there, hopefully in the near future. So we're going to have to do another giveaway, but Big Andy says he works for Sherwin-Williams and paints on the side and is a bodybuilder. So thanks for being with us, Big Andy.
We are going to be going to an event in Columbus, Ohio.
The Arnold Classic. We're heading there.
Daughter is Olympic lifter, and she's going to be lifting, so we're going. So if anybody is in the Columbus area and is a fitness person, you have to message us on social media, and we'll find out your shirt size, and we will bring in some fitness shirts with us when we go.
Yeah.
But we don't know unless you tell us.
So our middle daughter McKenna is competing in the Arnold Classic in Olympic lifting. So that's kind of cool. So we're heading there. So that's gonna be fun. So
what do you think about brushing and rolling cabinets?
So that's I guess if you would have asked me 3 months ago, I would have had one opinion, and I actually have brushed and rolled in this 1950s duplex a lot of trim doors, and then I even did some cabinets. And I would have to say paints have come a long, well, some paints have come a long ways to making it so you can brush and roll and get amazing results. And I brushed and rolled this cabinet for this 1950s duplex, and I was absolutely amazed with the results. And it was a Benjamin Moore's Advance. So I put it to the test and brushed and rolled all the trim in the house, all the doors in the house, multiple coats, and I was absolutely blown away. You're not going to get a sprayed on finish, but are you going to get a super high quality finish? I couldn't believe how many people, like professionals, were telling me, they were using Advance, they were brushing and rolling Advance, it was looking awesome. And I was, I can say extremely skeptical, to say the least. I'm pretty impressed. I was highly impressed with the results. And I think it gives you a different look than a sprayed on finish, but it gives you an amazing finish and a quality look. So yeah, that's my opinion.
So real fast, this guy has asked, do you still charge $1.65 a square foot for exterior? That seems kind of low.
If I charge $1.65 a square foot, I'd go broke.
Yes.
I'd go bankrupt.
Yes.
As a painter. So absolutely not. So the videos that you're seeing obviously are dated. Like, over my career, 25 years, I went from, I think, like 98 cents a square foot. Eventually, it worked its way to $1.65 a square foot. Now it's $3.25 a square foot. And the $1.65 to $3.25, that's been in probably a 4-year span. So it's gone up massively.
Because the cost of doing business and the cost of everything.
Just the labor and paint at $1.65, you would just be getting killed.
Everything. What roller naps do you use for the cabinet?
So the cabinet, I brushed the entire thing. I didn't use a roller. The trim, I was brushing a lot of it. And then I was like, I think I can do this a little bit faster, if I just put it on with a roller and then lay it out with a trim. And so I did like that for certain areas, like the flat doors. I was using a roller. So I was using a 4-inch roller, and I used multiple different rollers. And I'll tell you, I did a video, and I think it's posted, but it was a disaster. I used a roller that was a polyester roller that left lints everywhere, and it wasn't a lint-free roller. It was a high-quality roller, but it didn't say specifically lint-free on the label. I eventually switched to, which I should have just did this in the very beginning, but I actually didn't have one available to me at the time. Supply chain issues has caused all kinds of issues, but I eventually switched to Premier's Woven Pro 3/8-inch roller, and it worked fabulous. No lints left behind. It laid out the paint, but then I always back brushed it. I think Benjamin Moore Advance has different looks. When you spray it, it looks one way. When you roll it, it looks the one way. When you brush it, it looks another way. And when you spray it, it looks the best. When you brush it, it looks next to the best. If you roll it, it looks the next to the best. So if you're gonna brush and roll it, but always lay it out with a brush.
So Christopher's asked multiple times, what lubricant is best to use in your Titan sprayer for long storage?
So there's a lot of, you don't want to just use water. Water is going to cause rust and corrosion fast. And I'm talking within a week. That ball is going to corrode. It's going to rust. Other parts, there's different grades of stainless steel. There's stainless steel. I've tested it with Titan, Graco, Tritech. They all rust and corrode with just water only. When I'm using it, if I'm using it
for a long time,
a week or so, I'm going to be putting in a cut antifreeze, like 50-50 antifreeze. If I'm storing it for long periods of time, I use 100% antifreeze, and it's auto antifreeze and a high quality auto antifreeze because it has anti-corrosive values. It has, it won't freeze, and then it's going to keep the paint suspended, and it's going to be the best thing for your pump. You can store mineral spirits or paint thinner. There's a difference between the two if you didn't know, but you can store either or in there, and that will keep it from rusting and corroding. But then you're going to have to, if you're using it as a water-based pump, you're going to have to push that out, wash it with soap and water so your mineral spirits don't contaminate your water-based paints. And I just don't like cross-contaminated pumps. Stay with water-based stuff. Auto antifreeze is water-based. And so if you didn't know, Graco Pump Armor and Titan's, not Pump Armor, I think it's called Spray Shield. They're auto antifreeze. Just colored a different. I did an article on that and did a lot of research on it. They're just really expensive auto antifreezes. So go to your local auto parts store, buy a high quality auto antifreeze.
Okay, I have 2 questions, but then we have a super chat. We got to get that question. Brian Langsfield says, can I use bin and latex paint through the same spray machine if I clean well or not advised?
Highly not advised, but
is bin oil?
Bin, like it's shellac, so it's a alcohol-based primer, and so you clean with denatured alcohol. And the first time I ran bin through a pump, clean with denatured alcohol, it was a disaster from cross-contamination, the denatured alcohol drying paint that was built up inside the hose, that breaking free, clogging up, prime valves, filters. I mean, it's a disaster. But once again, we don't all have enough money to buy 5 sprayers. I mean, I have a sprayer for oil-based, I have a sprayer for alcohol-based, I got a sprayer for lacquer, I got a sprayer for water-based. I've got them for everything. I don't cross-contaminate my pumps. Not everybody can do that. We're not.
You didn't start off with that.
I didn't start off with that. So for a lot of years, I just had a Titan 440. If you're going to cross-contaminate your pumps, I mean, like if you're using bin, you got to flush that thing out with denatured alcohol really, really good. One of the things to always clean in between everything is acetone. Acetone is a really good product to clean, but then you got to, if you're just going to use denatured alcohol, then you need to back it with warm soap and water. Then you need to run your water-based coating in there. So you're really going to have to go through the steps. You're going to have to take your filters off, take everything off, and make sure it's all clean. Gun filters, and make sure it's 100% clean before you begin reloading another product. And it's time. It takes you a lot more time to do that. And time is money. That's where I eventually making money in painting was about having multiple sprayers for multiple products and multiple colors. So
I have AJP said, I'm looking to hire my first crew this summer. Any advice? And he gave a $20 super chat. Thank you.
Cool. So AJP. So we appreciate that very much. So I went through a lot of trials and errors hiring crews, and I eventually developed what worked for me. And it's only what works for me. It's like all my videos, I've got over 1,000 videos, like 1,500 videos on YouTube. They're only what is work for me. It's not how you do it. It's not the only way. It's not the professional way. It's just what's worked for me. So I hired journeymen painters and guys with a lot of experience. And what I typically found is, I eventually developed my systems and processes that made me do really well in painting. And I was always constantly battling with them because they wanted to do it their way. They wanted to use their tools. They were never willing to compromise. And so eventually I started hiring college students. And nowadays it was really difficult, but nowadays it's really easy. There's an app, it's called Handshake, I believe. And you go out, get on on the internet, get on Handshake, and you can fill out a job a description of hiring college kids, and you can select all the colleges in the entire nation that you want this ad to go post to, and then kids will start calling you. Obviously, it's going to be locally. I do it to Boise State, and so over the years, we started hiring just college kids, and that way I can teach them very good. They have no experience. I just teach them, this is how I do it, and just follow my lead. And then there was never any pushback. What was interesting, I learned a lot from college kids because they would give me really cool inputs and things like that. And so I learned from them, but they learned my ways in the very beginning, and there was no real battle, between, how we were going to do it on my job site. So the local Christian college is where I hired quite a few painters. It was Boise Bible College. Some of the best painters I ever had came from there. Boise State, kids came from there, CWI. There's multiple community colleges.
And some decided that painting was a great trade, and they started doing that full time.
So one of them started multiple. One of them is now a contractor, very successful contractor here in town, Icon Construction. One of them owns a huge successful painting company here in town. A lot of the guys that work for me, there's quite a few guys that work for me that own their own painting companies here in town now. So I did train quite a few painters.
So Michael Slanda, he did ask, have you heard anything about paint shortage? And actually, Journeyman John was in the store yesterday, and he said that he heard that they're catching up with paint. He said, like in Nevada, they had a whole bunch of exterior paint. So that's all I've heard.
He would have because the volume of paint that he buys is astronomical. I mean, he buys a lot of paint. I don't buy a lot of paint. I mean, when I'm just working on this 1950s remodel, I was having a hard time getting Benjamin Moore Advance. I did that working on the garage that I just shot. I shot a garage video that the video is coming out, how to make over a garage in 5 hours. I called up Sherwin-Williams. I asked for Treasure Valley eggshell. It was funny on the phone. They told me, the guy laughed, the manager laughed, and they said they won't even think about manufacturing that till spring. And then I said, well, what about Southwest Builders? And he said, that's the same thing. And then I said, what about, there was another one that I asked about, and he said, same thing. And I said, what about Promar 400? And he said, same thing. I'm like, well, what can I paint the garage with? And the only option was something, I don't know, I can't even remember. It was like cashmere, super paint, or something like that, something ridiculous that was really expensive. So then I called Rada Paint, got Wall Pro, and Wall Pro or Pro Wall, never used it before, bought it. It was reasonably priced, I think $31 a gallon. They had plenty of it. It performed well, amazingly well
for a garage.
Mm-hmm. And so, but that was probably a month ago. And so I had difficulties getting paint, but, and that was only difficulties getting paint for a garage. Again, what if I was doing 3 houses, new construction houses? I don't know. But, John didn't seem like that he was having too much of a problem.
No. This person says, how do you paint previously varnished doors with water paint? How do you prep it for such a project?
Say that again?
Like a door that's varnished, and then now they want to probably paint it like a color.
It's going to come down, sanding it, just getting a mechanical bond. So I'm going to get out my EcoSand, my 3x4 sander. I'm going to get probably a 220 grit paper. I'm just going to sand it really well. And then most paints, like if it's an exterior paint, you're going to put duration right over the top of that. Depending on if there's contamination, if you cut through the varnish into the wood, maybe you should prime it, with a stain blocking primer as an undercoat. With duration, you wouldn't have to, but it all depends on, what the door looks like. Is there checking? Is there if it's got a good sound coating of varnish over the top, a good mechanical bond, and you're going to be able to put a top coat right over the top of that.
So I'll answer this. Kodak White wants to know how many crew or employees do you have? So currently, or probably 2.5 years ago, we sold our business to Journeyman John, B&K Painting, and you have been painting on your own since then. So he's done a lot of big projects by himself, solo. And this last summer, he's hired Luke to work with him part-time. And so it's a 2-man crew when they're painting right now.
So you'll see Luke, he's in there doing, he paints with me, does the fitness videos with me, and he's a realtor by trade. He has a lot of time on his hands, being a realtor. So it's been nice having him, help me.
So does duration stick to oil?
So duration is going to stick to oil, but you're going to have to, create some type of a bond there. So you can't just take and put duration right over the top of an oil-based coating. And I'm not sure what the oil is. Is it a gloss coating, whatever? You should sand it. It's really best to sand it and then prime it and then put your duration over the top of that. Duration is a self-priming coating, but over the top of an oil that is cured. It's a very hard, durable surface that paint doesn't bite very well to. So a mechanical bond, and you're probably going to do pretty well. A mechanical bond and primer is what the paint
is still your favorite paintbrush. I mean, I know there's new brushes coming out all the time. You had one made.
So is the Montage like Rich Fromy?
Montauk.
Oh.
Montauk.
It's the Montauk.
Montauk.
So the Montauk is for an interior brush, all around brush is the best brush I've ever used. So for all
I would think that would be number 2, because you had a brush made in honor of our oldest daughter.
Yeah, and so
what's it called?
So it's the Brook, and so I had a brush design called the Brook, and so I took the Montauk and we wanted to create a brush that, was better than the Montauk. And so we created that brush, and it's been out, 6 months now or so, and it's absolutely amazing. So I think the Montauk and then a new brush they came out with, a Malibu, is absolutely amazing too. So
Premier just came out with it. What kind of brush is that, Malibu?
So the Malibu,
I just think of Malibu Barbie when you say Malibu.
So the Malibu is a little bit stiffer. So for cutting in and stuff, it's really good for cutting in. I still like the Montauk, is the Montauk and the Brook for all around, interior work. So, those two brushes, and it's an interior exterior all paints brush. So you can literally use a Brook or a Montauk interior or exterior. A lot of paints these days, exterior paints that dry so dang fast, all the chemicals in them, 100% Chinex filament brush typically works better on exteriors.
So I was going to give one more gift card away.
Another gift card. Here we
So
go.
Skeletor, he said he can't get a Corona. It's sold out. So Skeletor will give you a $50 gift card, and we're not sold out on brushes. How would he get his gift card?
So paintlifesupply.com, go to paintlifesupply.com, and down in the right-hand corner is a Reamaze icon. It's the chat icon. It's how you chat with us live. We answer your questions about our store, and just jump on there, say what you want, and we'll verify it. And we'll ask for your email address, and we'll email you your gift card. So we are giving away a sprayer. If you didn't know, we're giving away another sprayer, a Titan 410. And jump on our Facebook, Paint Life members, or the Idaho Painter, Paint Life Supply Co. Facebook, Instagram. If you jump on any one of those platforms, you're going to find the link on how to enter to win the sprayer. Don't miss out on your chance to win it. We've given away like 3 or 4 sprayers, recently.
But we are going to be doing it more recently.
We're going to start giving,
because we want to give back.
Yeah, our goal is to start giving away a sprayer a month. So
that's our goal.
Paint Life Supply. So you got to follow Paint Life Supply to see how they're going to be given away and to enter to win. So
yes.
And this month it's a 410. I think next month is going to be an ED 655.
Yep.
So if you want
the
your chance,
store is buying them and giving them away.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, we just want to give back, and that's how you made money for our family when we had small children, and we're relying on you. We still rely on you,
Mm-hmm.
but that sprayer, that's how you provided. So, anyways, we'd like to be a part of giving back.
So somebody wants to know how to clean the cabinets, 1980 cabinets, and get them ready for paint. Dawn dish soap is what I use. Warm water Dawn dish soap and a scouring pad, a Brillo pad. I use Unitas, the green pads, the Paint Life Supply Co. You'll find them. They're the woven pads, and we just scrub them down with Dawn dish soap. And Dawn dish soap won't leave any residue, won't cause any fisheye, won't cause any contamination or bonding issues. Dawn dish soap is absolutely amazing.
So Thomas Burr, thanks for being with us. He's a huge fan out in New England. Been a painter since I was a young kid for my dad's company. So thank you for being with us. We haven't been to New England. We got to go there sometime.
That would be cool.
Kent Oakley says, why is the paint cracking over exterior siding but expansion joint? The joints have elastomeric caulking in them. Using Sherwin-Williams duration satin finish.
So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of expansion and contraction of the joint, and there's going to be more, depending on how large the joint is, there's going to be some of those joints on tilt ups and stuff like that. The joint is like this big, and you're not actually supposed to paint over the joints and stuff. But depending on how big the joint and how much expansion contraction there is, there's going to probably be more with the sealant that's on there than the paint, and eventually something's got to give. And so if there's too much expansion, that the sealant is going to break away from, one surface, or, if the paint isn't flexible enough, eventually it's going to snap and give. And so the higher the sheen of the paint, typically the more acrylic or the more resin is in the paint, the more flex there is, and the less likely it is going to crack.
So how would you remedy that?
You know what? What's interesting is we got to go back east and visit Tower Sealants. Tower Sealants has created a sealant. It's called AU1. That, literally seals joints like this that you can actually paint over the top of, and the paint doesn't crack. And
it's a water-based, right?
It's a water-based. Typically, those sealants that you're using on tilt-ups or huge expansion joints like that is like polyurethane type products, products that you have to clean with mineral spirits, and you typically tool them and stuff with spatulas. But theirs is absolutely amazing. It's water-based, and it's actually paintable. So when typically the guys that are doing that, they're masking on both sides, the sealant guys, and they're putting their sealant on there, and then so they don't get it onto the concrete because it's not paintable. But AU1 is paintable, something to look into. Absolutely amazing
Google
product
from Tower.
Just like Tower created a product called Accelerator. And Accelerator would be more for us, like in the repaint industry, painting inside. If you're using flat paints or paints that don't have as much resins in them, Accelerator was designed so the paint would not crack that goes over the top of the caulking. And Accelerator, which is basically, you'll see me like painting, and people are saying, oh my God, I can't believe you just painted over the caulking. It's not even dry. Accelerator, you can spray over it immediately, or you can brush or roll over it within 30 minutes. Absolutely amazing.
So two things. Hontoya Garage says aloha from Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii.
So thank you for being us. I would love to go to Hawaii, especially in this cold weather. But somebody asked, are you going to give away a Graco? And so I just wanted to address that real fast. So we never really intended on having a store. Chris just wanted to put videos out because he had a lot of pain learning how to paint, and he wanted to put stuff out to help others. And from that, people wanted to know what tools he was using. And then people would invent things and they'd send them to us. And so we started, let's just sell a little bit of the game-changing tools. And so that's kind of how our store started. Like, let's just make it available all over the world. And so, that grew to, let's just everything that's in his painting van, which now he has a trailer, we should sell and make available. And so that's what we started to do. And so right now we are Titan dealers, and we sell Premier brushes. We like those, but you like Wooster. And so what we realized is painters do like different brands and different things, and we wanted to make those available on our store. And so right now we're Titan dealers, we're Tritech dealers, we're Apollo dealers, and that's what the store purchases and sells. And so, we want to give back. And so we decided that we want to start doing giveaways. But we actually have talked about wanting to sell Graco sprayers because you like their sprayers also.
They make good sprayers.
But we're not dealers. And so, maybe in the future as we grow, we will sell those and make those available also.
Yep. So
that's that. That's I think
the bookkeeping. We're almost out of time. You got anything?
I think we are out of time, but let's go. Al S. bought a Titan 440. Thank you from us. I watch your videos. How do you handle windows in old houses that test positive for lead? Don't sand, do you?
So it's a touchy subject. I mean, as a professional painter, if you start disturbing the surface by sanding or scraping, there's all kinds of rules and regulations that the EPA has that could get you in a lot of trouble. So I was an EPA lead certified painter. And so I know all the rules and regulations, and the likelihood of the EPA knocking on your door and fining you is very unlikely. But this is what the standard is, and what I was told by the EPA, that they don't go searching you out. But if you're underbidding other painters on a lead-based house, and you're undercutting them, and they're bidding it based on abiding by all the rules, and one of those painters calls the EPA on you, they are going to fly wherever in the US to nail you. So it's really in your best interests to abide by EPA rules. And I'll tell you, right here in Boise, Idaho, one of the large franchises, the painting companies that's no longer in business anymore, the EPA showed up here in Boise and fined them over $60,000 on one house. So it could cost you a lot of money. It could cost you to go out of business. So
would you use like peel bond, or what would you, because you don't want to disturb and sand?
That's one of the amazing things about peel bond, XIM peel bond, or Rust-Oleum's Primar X. You can spray those products right over lead-based coatings. It's going to seal it in. It's going to help feather out edges and stuff like that. There is a certain amount on a home that you can disturb that falls within the guidelines. It's a really small amount. That's going to be very touchy whether you disturb the same amount. So if you're sanding lead or scraping lead, you should be wearing a respirator. You should be wearing a suit and all that stuff, because some people are concerned about lead. You may not be concerned about lead, but the house next door, they may have a child. They may be concerned about it, see you doing it, and may get really mad.
So to sum it up, look at the EPA, look at the site about how much you can disturb, but peel bond is a great primer that you can seal it in and then paint over that.
Yeah, because we would do minimal amounts of scraping and sanding to stay within the guidelines, and then we would put peel bond, brush and roll peel bond. I never sprayed it. I always brushed and rolled it, and it'll make those old homes look good. If there's a company here in Boise called Paint It Green. That's their specialty, is dealing with those type of lead-based products and going through all the EPA regulations, because all the chips that fall on the ground, it can't fall on the ground. It has to go into a guttered area. It's hazardous waste. It has to be dispensed. Hazardous website, and then also you should be, there's Paint Life Supply. We have lead test kits, and I just did a video on how to use them. Make sure, because I actually was just doing, in this 1950s, was doing the cabinets, and I was like almost 100% certain they were going to be lead-based paint, and we were going to be sanding them and stuff. I was like, how am I going to sand all these cabinets? And because they're going to be lead-based paint. I got out the lead swap kits, scratched, did tests all over them, and they weren't lead-based. I was really shocked. So the cabinets must have been built and installed way after 1950s, because there was no lead base. But the little swabs, get them, use them. You can actually add that as a service, a paid service to potential clients, testing for lead and stuff. But I would do, whenever I had a suspect house, I'd go out, I would test it with a swab. If it tested positive, I declined to do the work as a painter. I never, I did it in the beginning, but it was too risky. Every time I was working on the homes, I felt like the EPA was going to drive by and they were going to find something I was doing wrong, and I was going to lose my business. So I got to a point where it wasn't worth the fear and the worry.
I think for us, we kind of found our niche, and we have a lot of old homes in downtown Boise. And we really decided that, if we wanted to do that, we need to really specialize and really focus and really make it worth it. But if you're only doing one a year, it's just not worth it. Yeah. And so we chose to not go down that path.
Because I was tripling the cost of what it would cost to do a house if it had lead-based paint, because of all the rules and regulations, the disposal fees and all that stuff.
So I have 2 more questions, and then we got to go because we're over. So the one question is, how long does a tip last for?
So a fine finish tip is, it's going to be toasted around 20 gallons. A regular production tip is going to be toasted around 80 gallons. And this is just fact. And if you don't think so, then I guess once you've sprayed enough gallons, you're going to notice it. And so I actually got a hold of one of the studies that was done in-house by one of the major manufacturers of airless sprayers in the US and worldwide. They did a study of their tips compared to all the other tips out there, and they were all fairly comparable. But this was one of the interesting things, is within 20 gallons of all the tips, a 515 tip after 20 gallons across the board with all tips was a 517 tip. And so that's how fast that, so it happens really fast. The orifice starts to blow out really quickly, like the curve goes up really quickly. It starts to blow out fast, and then it starts to level out over time. And then, but what happens is you have this nice oval shape, or not like kind of like oval or egg shape, a fan pattern is supposed to look like. As it begins to blow out even more, that oval starts to round, and it starts to get into a round pattern. Your droplets begin they get bigger. Basically, the atomization process isn't happening properly. You get a lot of overspray, you get a lot of fallout, you start losing a lot of paint. You begin at 150 gallons, you're losing the amount of paint that it would cost you and to buy a new tip. So it doesn't benefit you financially to use a tip for that long. And then it also just the liability of overspray on plants, falling in your face, on cars, on the roof, goes up drastically. And that's why, like, people, when they watch me spray an exterior, I just use 9-inch paper around the roof. I don't use drop cloths and all that stuff, because it's all about tip pressure, the product you use, and tip quality. So when the tip begins to blow out, you are going to get overspray going everywhere. A better quality paint, it comes out and it doesn't hiss and blow paint everywhere. It has this very smooth quality to it as it comes out. And then when your pressure is up too high, you're always going to have blowback. You're going to have overspray whipping around corners. So it's it's a combination of a lot of things, but 20 gallons on a fine finish tip, and it's toast. 80 gallons on a production tip, and you need to be thinking about getting rid of that thing.
And that just is a cost that when you bid a house, you need to know. That's your cost of doing business. So I have one more giveaway, and then I'm going to leave it with one more question for you.
Okay.
So Eric Morales, he says, thank you for your content. I've learned everything I know from painting from your channel since like 4 years ago. I'm starting my own company. Hopefully sell my first job this week. You're the best. So Eric, we want to give you a $50 gift card.
Cool.
So that you can buy some tools that will help you when you get that first job, because you will get that first job. It's just when. And then one more question we want to leave you with. So how would he get his gift card real fast
Go to paintlifesupply.com. It's the store run by our two daughters, Afton and McKenna. Go to down to the bottom right-hand corner. There's a Reamaze icon. It's a chat icon. It's how you chat live with the store. It's amazing how many people don't realize Paint Life Supply Co. is owned and operated by us. So, and specifically our daughters do an amazing job running it. And so go to that icon, click it, say what you want. We're going to verify it.
And you're going to give us your email address.
And then give us your email address and you're going to get the gift card
emailed to you. So one last question for you, Chris. This is it. Are you ready?
Put me on the spot.
Katrina says, I need to get paint out of my hair. Help. How do you get paint out of your hair?
Well, that's a good question because I don't have that problem. So I would say, well, I don't have that problem, on my head, but I got to I don't have that problem with arms either. So, and I'd say I don't have that problem on my chest either. So, but then I wear a shirt all the time. I do got hair on my legs.
But you wear pants.
I don't think it's professional. It's just my opinion. I don't think it's professional wearing shorts to work. So I've always worn long pants. And I started that too because I got stung by a hornet in my hamstring. I was wearing shorts and I'm allergic to it. And so that was bad. So I started wearing long
So do you have any
pants.
tips? It was kind of funny.
What was funny?
Asking how to get paint out of the hair. But
It is kind of funny. So it depends on what paint. So this is I just did a review of Benjamin Moore's Fresh Start Primer, and I do this really like non-scientific paint adhesion test. And if you get paint on your hands and you get in the shower or you get in the sink and it just comes right off, it really sucks adhesion. If it comes off by hands really easy.
Do you have paint on your hand right now?
Because I was painting.
Okay.
I do paint for a living.
Okay.
I got some paint on there.
But you do.
I do. So
you should go do the test.
If it comes off easy on my hands, it's probably not going to stick to the wall very good. Mm-hmm. The Fresh Start Primer, I got under the sink. I couldn't get it off. And I'm like, okay. So then I got in the shower. I started using some different soaps. Didn't get off. I had to use the nylon scrub brush and start scrubbing it off. That's
with your skin.
That's my scientific test. I mean, does the paint stick or not stick? If it sticks to me, then and I got to really work and get it off. Then Benjamin Moore Advanced, real nasty stuff. It sticks to your hands. I mean, it sticks to everything. I do other like cross-hatch tests. I don't think I'm like totally dumb, but so. Most paint, warm soap and water.
Somebody put conditioner.
Conditioner works.
Conditioner would take it out.
Warm soap and water is the first thing to try. Simple Green works amazing. The wipes, crocodile wipes, are absolutely amazing. Crocodile wipes for paint will get it off your skin really well. They're soft and stuff in your hair.
I've heard that rubbing bacon helps too.
Rubbing bacon?
Fat. I don't know.
Remember when our kids got lice and what we put in their hair? Mayonnaise?
Oh, that's bad memory. Then we don't need to end on that.
So, would mayonnaise help get paint out of your hair?
Maybe. We've never tried it, so if you try it and it works, let us know.
Yeah, I would like it. I don't know if I would want to put Simple Green in my hair.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I would say like. To me, it's Dawn dish soap. Warm water. Dawn dish soap's amazing. So Pretty Boy is a pretty good product, but I don't know what's all in Pretty Boy that I don't know if you would want to put in your hair.
Yeah.
So
Dawn, they put on animals.
Dawn. They put it on little duckies and little baby things.
Yeah.
And it doesn't kill the duck, so it's probably not going to kill your hair.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting question.
Yeah, Thomas says you don't have hair. So yes, that's why I asked the question, because I thought it was kind of funny. So no hair. But anyways, thank you, everybody.
There's a look at my head. I think I'm going to try to grow my hair out and dye my hair. Why? I can grow my hair out if I want.
I know you can.
I can.
Okay.
I'll bet you I can have a nice ponytail.
I bet so.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for being with us.
All right.
Stay tuned. By the end of this month, we're going to give away our 410 sprayer. Join Paint Life members on Facebook. And we're going to start doing live shows there, acknowledging painters that are doing exactly why we attended the group.
Yep. So after
Greg Chenoweth with us. Thank you.
After February 28th is the final date to enter for the sprayer. So there's multiple ways to enter. Enter to win after February. Jump on, do a live show, and pick the winner. Whoa, did you just click on that while I was talking?
No, not yet.
Wow, that's like you're just cutting me off.
Actually, I'm not.
You're holding the button.
I'm holding it.
So,
I haven't pushed it yet.
We'll see you next time here on Paint Life TV.
Thank you.